Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Todd Coons, and on this channel I do all kinds of things, photography. Today I'm doing something really simple, and that's talking about a camera strap. You know, something by and large you just kind of take for granted. Now I know a camera strap is not the most exciting piece of equipment that you have. Usually in the past I've always just kind of used the camera strap that came with the camera. I mean, when I was shooting with Canons, I used the Canon strap that came with it for years and years. But when I got my X100, just a little camera that I was going to take everywhere I go, I got to thinking a little bit that I didn't want a neck strap. So what I did was I bought this wrist strap. I still put the tag back on it. It's just a little leather wrist strap. It was fantastic. Not very expensive, loved it. You know, you put your wrist in here like this, connected to the camera. So I didn't have this bulky strap. Now that wrist strap worked really well for me until I started taking my X100 for an entire day, like if I was traveling. My wife and I went to Washington, D.C. one time and walked around all day long, and I had this thing strapped to my wrist. Now the problem that I ran into with that is that even though the camera is on your wrist, you're still hanging on to the camera. If you let go, you know, it's secured, you're not going to drop it, but your hand is not really free. And that kind of bothered me because I had to hold on to my camera for 8 hours or however long we were walking around. So I wanted to come up with a solution that I could do a neck strap, but I still like the wrist strap for certain things. And so what I did was I bought a Peak Design wrist strap. Really like this thing, very nice. Now because Peak Design has the little anchors that click into the wrist strap, it made it very easy to just pop the wrist strap off and replace it with a neck strap. And I got the one that they call the leash. Very easy to you know, switch from neck strap to wrist strap. And I really thought I would love that idea. Peak Design makes a very quality strap, but what I didn't like about this strap, you have the ability to change the length of it, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But when you get it to the length you want, you end up having this kind of double strap part right here. And to me, with a little camera like a Fuji X100, this was a lot of strap going in a lot of different directions. And I didn't care for that. For whatever reason, it's just too much. Didn't love it. So I started looking for another strap option. And I really thought I liked the neck better than the wrist, because once I kind of had the option with the Peak Design, I found that I was doing the neck strap thing probably 90% of the time. So a neck strap it was, and of course what seems to be really popular these days are these rope straps. So I was intrigued by that, and there was one company that kept popping up in my social media feed, and that was, I think I'm saying this right, Hyperion. It's a company out of the UK, I believe. So being that I'm a big fancy famous YouTuber, I sent them an email asking if they would be willing to send me a strap in exchange for me doing a video about their stuff. And I never heard anything from them, which doesn't surprise me necessarily, and I eventually just thought, I'm going to buy one of these. I really like the look of them, and so I purchased one. Now what was interesting when I purchased one of these, like I said, I think they're in the UK, but the shipping started in Greece. And the tracking was quite interesting because it took a long time to get here. It went from Greece to New York. It had to go through customs. I sat in customs for several days, and the whole process by the time it got to me was probably 20 days, close to 3 weeks. And when it got here, my order was wrong. I got, ironically, a wrist strap. Now it's the right color. It's got the right little metal pieces here because they say X, which is a Fuji X, which I'm a Fuji shooter. But they sent me the wrist strap. Now I immediately sent them an email saying, hey, I got the wrong thing. The customer service was fantastic. He got back to me very quickly, and he said, I'm looking at your order here, and you ordered the wrist strap. So I went and did a little bit of research, and sure enough, I had done the wrist strap. So if you go to the website, you'll see you pick the model you want, the color you want, and then you pick the size. And I could have swore I changed it to the one I wanted, but I think it just defaults to the wrist strap. So I must not have clicked save or whatever when I chose what I wanted, and it defaulted back to the wrist strap. They sent me this. I'm like, well, how do we fix this? He's like, well, if you send it back to me, I'll send you the right one. However, what a lot of people like to do so they don't have to wait to do all this return, if you order the correct one, I will give it to you for half price. So, and then he said you could keep the wrist strap. So what I did was ordered a new one, got the right size, made sure I clicked on the right things, saved it, locked it in. 3 weeks later, I got the wrist strap. I have now put it on my X100, and it's fantastic. It really seems like a nice strap. And so I don't know if you can see that very well. Focus, okay? So the little X thing is pretty cool. It just, I love the look of that. And they do it for different cameras, but so far so good with the rope strap. I really like it. Now, as far as my simple review that I've been using this thing for a week or so, if you notice, it's the same length I had my Peak Design. I actually got the 105 centimeter one, I think. If you notice, there's no adjusting to it, so you get the size you get, but there's no extra, you know, length to this thing. I mean, it is what it is. It's pretty small. The other thing that's kind of nice is when you put it across your neck like this, there's no adjusting it. It's not going to flip the wrong way or anything. It's just nice. So it's super comfortable, very nice. But like I said, a strap's a strap, right? You kind of just take it for granted. But comfortable, nice. I like it so far. Okay, so now that I put the rope strap on my X100, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Peak Design leash on my X-T4, which happens to be filming this, and we'll see how that goes, if I like it on that camera better than I liked it on my X100. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about a camera strap. I know a lot of people do different things, and you know, maybe you don't even put a strap on your camera. But let's do this. Because they sent me this wrist strap, I'm not going to use this thing. I love a wrist strap, but I really like the Peak Design one. If I ever go back to it, I'll probably go that direction. Probably don't have a need for this, so let's give it away. That's what I'd like to do. And for the record, this is not sponsored by any means. Hyperion doesn't know anything about me. They didn't send me this or anything like that. So I want to give it away. Let's do it like this. Leave me a comment in the comment section, and in 2 weeks, like about 2 weeks from now, I will put all the names in a hat, draw it, and I will send it to you. I'll send you a message, somehow get a hold of you, get an address from you, and I will send it off to you. Now this one also has the X for the Fuji X system, so if you're a Fuji shooter, probably make more sense for you. If you know somebody who's a Fuji shooter, maybe you can give it to them. But leave me a comment. Like and subscribe also if you would, please. I greatly appreciate that. But I will go through the comment section in a couple of weeks. I will pick a name and I will send it to you. And hopefully we can get this to a good home that it'll get used. So there you have it, guys. Little thought about camera straps. Not the most exciting piece of gear in my bag, but kind of essential and makes my job easier, especially when I'm walking around carrying a camera all day. You want a comfortable strap, right? All right. Thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe. Leave me a comment. I'll pick a winner here in a couple of weeks, and I will see you guys in the next video.